Hello, guys. Good evening. Again, no music. I don't want it to be any obstacles in this video being seen and heard. But hello, good afternoon. This is High Priestess Jamila. And I wanted to come and speak to you guys about the various reasons why you keep getting scammed by spiritualists and witches. Okay. So this is a really important discussion to be had, in particular on YouTube, where people really get very personable. Do I believe that it is appropriate for people to get too personal when you're running a business? Sometimes there's nothing wrong with that. But I think that the issue is that there's a blurred line here at this point, and there's a misunderstanding about why you should even choose somebody to do spiritual work for you. Why, why, what's driving your decisions? Okay, and that's going to be many layers of the onion, because I have had quite a few people contact me and they'll say, well, I got scammed and I'm afraid to even go to anybody because the person that I went to did not help me. In fact, I felt like they made the problem markedly worse, right? Like, made it so much worse to the point where I haven't even been able to get myself together in 2 or 3 years. So I'm getting ready to tell you guys why, and at the top of that is going to be you guys' is a auric shield, which it's connected to your aura and getting your aura read, which is why some of you guys, when we see your aura, it will be filled with a lot of blockages. So, and those blockages are typically not just blockages, but they're also holes in your aura. So that's been happening to a lot of people big time the past 6 years. Okay. It even happened to me. So I am not better than y'all. Okay. Um, but the issue is that there are too many spiritualists that are not necessarily separating their spiritual business from their personal biases. And that is a huge, huge issue, because when you're dealing with spiritual work, what what the person that's helping you is going through or experiencing has nothing to do with their alignment with you nor their capabilities of assisting you. One has nothing to do the other to do with the other. After 10 years in my practice, I had to come to the realization also about the secrets of shamanism and the many, many different realities that a lot of people are trapped in. So, a lot of you guys want love, you want it in your hearts, but unfortunately, many of you guys are trapped in realities where everybody's soiled and spoiled and not good enough. Like, the people that are coming to you are not the people that you could even possibly even think about walking forward with. And so you're trapped there, which is why I encourage you guys to do the shamanic love unblocker and shamanic love work. You're trapped there, they're trapped there. And so you end up in your 40s and 50s saying all men are bad or all women are this or all, because you're trapped in a reality that, maybe somebody else had that experience and now they want buddies and they're stuck. So then you end up stuck. to the point where you have to either cope with that reality and limit yourself and not actually walk your true path because, you're looking for somebody that has green eyes, and the person that's probably meant for you to be with has blue eyes or brown eyes. You're looking for somebody that makes 500,000 per year, a half a million a year, and the person that you're actually supposed to have happiness with only probably makes 100 or 200,000 a year. That's the reality of it. You're living in someone else's reality that you have not created for yourself, and that's why you're not getting anything of what you want or desire, and you get to the point where you don't desire anybody. You get to the point where you just like, and it's okay to be that way, because I know some older women that are like that, like in their 60s. They like, girl, psh, I just, and that's understandable. That's people's personal choice. I personally do not agree with that, because I feel like if love is something that you wanted and you incarnated and you wanted it and you felt like you never got it, age ain't nothing but a number. So you don't have to say, oh, well, I'm 50 now and I'm 60 now or I'm 70 now and ain't nobody out there for me. Okay, now there's widows out there and widowers, and those are different stories. But there's no limits to where you can take your life, and you have a tendency to allow other people to convince you of what you should be within those limitations. So those are the first three or four things. Everybody's going by age, everybody's going by um what somebody else said, and people are not actually following their true path, because anything that you desire is actually in your path. It's actually something that you can obtain, and this includes better health, in particular better mental health. There are some people, they are just tied up in knots, and they don't know how to interpret this and that. And then there's people that are saying, oh my God, am I God, or I'm the devil? Am I Jesus or Lucifer? And you're neither one of those people. You're your own individual person. So why are so there's a lot of things that a lot of people don't realize, because you have been placed in a reality where enlightenment is the last thing that you're supposed to have, including to yourself. That's why so many people are lost. Everything is all bad. And so my story has been thrusted upon the public because of trolls and stalkers, and people don't want to accept what I have stated about that. But it doesn't matter if you accept it. It only matters that I accept it and that I love it, and I'm digging it, and I'm loving the path that my spirits placed before me and where it's going. Okay. So, and there's a lot of people that are very, very confused, and they are confused about their path and very chaotic and very unhappy. And they have an opinion, when those people should be looking at themselves and focused on themselves now, shouldn't they? hmm So that's the first thing I want to say about that whole situation. Let's get that one out of the way. Another reason why you're being scammed is because you are thinking that you are supposed to be choosing a witch or a spiritualist based upon their needs, based upon what they need. They need your support. They need your support. Now, if you're a person that just has a plight, is not a person that is a witch. Somebody that's on a plight, that's not the same. So you shouldn't pick a witch based upon, oh, well, I think that it's fair. And that's why a lot of you guys are going to multiple spiritualists, which I told you to stop doing that. And they're saying, hey, I'm a witch too, and I need this and need that. So share the wealth. No, that's not the way that it works at all. I'm sorry. Because what that does is make things very chaotic. And then it also causes a lot of problems. And then it navigates a lot, because I've noticed, and this is the reason why I will never claim to be a part of a spiritual community on YouTube unless it's a community that me and other partners of Divine Services Apothecary built, that is not going to be built like that. But this is where the need for competition came up, which any shaman or anybody that is enlightened, any enlightened person is going to tell you that competition, especially when it comes to spirit, is death. It's death. That's all it is death. Okay, so for example, have y'all ever had me come on here? Like, I think it's been maybe 2 or 3 times I've had emergencies. And the last time just recently was not of my doing. That was someone else's doing that wanted to lower lower my value or lower the value of a witch. That wasn't me. But this person came on here and basically but there's only been maybe 2 or 3 times I've had an emergency, and I've asked my collective to maybe donate to me because I was having an emergency. Because, you know, let's face it, I mean, I am a witch that, does have money now for investments, savings, and things of that nature. And they can say, oh, well, that's not a lot, but it's life changing for me and for my clients and the people that are investing in my company, the people that are my students and apprentices. It's life changing for them at this point. So, and that was something that, again, should not have been discussed due to the error of people needing to compete. Due to that erroneous behavior, uh, a lot of my personal things, personal business, personal challenges that were put into place for a reason were showcased to the public and told at resale for people to buy the story, when in reality it's my story, and people need to tell their own story and stop trying to tell mine. Okay. And for me, just on a side note, I have been struggling with keeping myself out of that reality, because you don't want to live in a reality where what you want in life is not possible. So I've been struggling to stay out of that reality, being contacted by people in that reality, knowing what I know about witchcraft and shamanism and alchemy, and literally clearing my spirit and energy of that so that I can even be in a position to help y'all. And I had to have some serious spiritual intervention. So I think that that's kind of the struggle. There's a lot of spiritualists, they just advertise on Google. The social media thing can be a challenge because there are people out there that have evil eye, they're obsessed, they want to compete. They want to say, oh, I'm a vampire, I'm going to psychic vampire off of you, I'm going to take something from you. And so those people are factually the scammers. You know why? I'm going to tell you why. We're going to get into why a person can have spiritual knowledge but still scam you. How a person can have spiritual connection, ancestors, and be in contact with spirits but still scam you. Okay? Some of these people that y'all are going to, and I just want to say this for the stalkers that are on here stalking me. You're not a real witch. If you were a real witch, you wouldn't have to stalk Jamila. Okay? I'm talking about people that you're going out there to, that what is happening, and I'm gonna tell you straight up and down what is happening, is that number one, at the top of the list, those people do not look at life or spirit through the eyes of a shaman or a witch. They are adapting totally to religious indoctrinations. So away from you, you're paying them to basically rob you of everything that you have within your soul and your spirit, and they're supposed to be helping you. Okay? So that's the main issue. And when you guys come to me, I can see it. And especially when y'all say, well, I got scammed and so I don't have a lot of money. I paid somebody $5,000 and and it's been 3, 4, 5 years of hell. And the reason why is that instead of that practitioner actually knowing spiritual practices and understanding how the universe works, understanding what spirit actually is, what they're doing is they are adapting to certain views and indoctrinations that involve sacrifice. And you, as the person, as the client, are being sacrificed. I actually do have a dollar right now for every single client that has came to me that is either trapped, has taken their soul, has their soul has been snatched, and they're filled with desolate spirits. Hey, Shamika. A lot of them deep, some on the surface. It just is what it is. And so, and then also that there, there's a lot of you guys that will go to people that just they have no idea how to help you. Hey, Amy Gross. I don't know why, for some reason, when you came in here, I thought of green olives. Have you been eating green olives? All of a sudden, I want to eat green olives. That's weird. Anyway, okay, let's get back to what I was talking about. Um, so oh goodness. I'm not trying to step on nobody's toes or start no shit with anybody. I don't know why I thought about green olives. Maybe it's Shamika that's you hate olives? Girl, you don't know what you're missing out on. I love olives. Mm-mm-mm. Anyway, so a lot of y'all though have went to certain spiritualists that have no idea how to assist you. No clue. Spiritual knowledge literally outdated by thousands of years sometimes. So they have no clue how to help you. Then unfortunately, by the time you done got to somebody like me that does know how to help you, and you can't find everything on the internet, the actual secrets of shamanism are not like we're not even supposed to discuss that publicly, which is why I don't talk about what shamanism really is about. I mean, I've given you guys some clues, but like the shamanic rituals and things of that nature, you're not going to see me on here saying, hey guys, this is how you do a shamanic ritual. I can come on here and say, hey y'all, I'm going to show you a money spell, but that's just a money spell. But that's not a shamanic ritual. Like, so that's something that we don't do publicly. Now, I have seen some of the Native American videos. There are some videos on here where you see the Native men and women, or either the men and women of the tribe or of their village, of their community, and they're burning these woods, which can be various types of wood that they are burning. And they're just standing by the smoke, but they're not telling you exactly what they're doing and why they're doing it. You can just see it. You still don't know what they're doing. And there's a lot of people that have no clue. So that's why they end up getting themselves hurt out here trying to heal people, and they have no idea who they're, what they're doing. They have no idea. Okay. If you're in a reality where it's a bunch of chaos and people are always fighting every single day and struggling and pulling teeth and beating each other up and beating each other down, you ain't gonna never heal in that. You can't heal in a reality like that. You'll never heal. You'll go through life broken and wounded, and if you like living like that, that's fine. I don't. I no. And you know what? I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Before I came to YouTube specifically in the spiritual community, I don't know what it is about YouTube. I had a very, very quiet, stable life. There was a few times I had a little upsets, but other than that, when I had moved from Kansas, I'm sorry, to Missouri, from Missouri to Kansas, it was just very peaceful, serene, and so for me, I wanted to start my business, and then that is when the gates of hell literally opened up, when I came to social media to advertise my services, which were just as good as back then as they are now. Okay. So you're learning as a working witch or shaman can be taught. A lot of that comes from spirit. teaching you directly how to do things that you need to have done. Okay. So that, that's the reason why you keep getting scammed. And then also there's a lot of people, I don't know what's wrong with people. I'm going to tell y'all straight up and down. And Santa Muerta is going to be sending out gifts to you guys that to all of my peeps. I've talked to y'all about that, to where, but y'all need to take it seriously, to where people keep conjuring desolate spirits. I don't get that. For vengeance purposes. Then complaining about their financial issues. You're reading Psalms 109, but then wondering why you're doing bad. And you're doing it to get vengeance on your enemies. There's a lot of desolate spirits that if you're able to conjure them up, and people can find out that you're doing that and bind you, because you're not helping. You're not helping yourself, and you're not helping the situation. Even if it's somebody in power that has a lot of money, I still wouldn't touch that curse, because it conjures a lot of bad spirits if you know what you're doing, especially if you have a candle or some kind of flame. So, and there's ways of dealing. I go the witchy way. I'm a witch. I'm a shamanic witch. I don't do that. If I felt like somebody that was in power, if somebody that had power to hurt me and they had money, first of all, their money would not protect them. Okay. But the last thing I would be thinking about would be, well, maybe that person needs to lose their money. Well, maybe they do. However, I wouldn't use that Psalms 109 curse. Been telling people to stop doing that for the longest. Santa Martha was very in a rage over the whole weekend. She had to literally deal with, I'm talking about millions of desolate spirits that people are invoking out of that. And it's causing a lot of sickness. It's causing a lot of uh, poverty. It's causing a lot of bad luck. Bad luck is what it is. It's causing bad luck. And you got to be careful, because there are a lot of people that are conjuring those spirits and they don't even need to. It's not necessary. The only time that would make sense to me to commit evil is if it's a necessary evil, but people are doing it unnecessarily because, oh, I'm jealous of this person and I want to see them down and out and I want to see them do this and I want to see them do that. And what ends up happening is that you see that happening to yourself. Because why are you worried about other people and what they have anyway? And then you got some people that they just want vengeance to go on and on and on for a person. If you've had an issue with a person and that person truly and genuinely has moved on beyond you and you've done the work to end that situation, what are you warring back and forth for 20 years? To me, that makes no sense. And I will have no parts of it. It makes no sense. I'd say after 6 months, if you can't settle your differences with a person, that is not your child or your grandchild or your husband, well, then, maybe that person needs to, maybe you need to rethink and reevaluate your connection with that person. Okay. If you can't never work it out. So, it's a lot of stupid stuff going on. It's a lot of people out there creating struggle for themselves. And yeah, unfortunately, you are being affected negatively by that struggle. And it's mainly because there's a lot of people in the spiritual community 10 years ago that kept adapting to the whole thing of we're all connected and we're all one consciousness. And Uranus, that did a merge with Jupiter, said, no, 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 because you can't be connected with everybody. If you stay connected with everybody, you're going to possibly always have problems. That's the whole point of you putting up boundaries and saying, hey, I don't want anything to do with this situation and that situation because I don't feel the same way. I don't believe in the same things. I don't have the same goals in my life. Because there's some people that wake up every day with a goal of starting a bunch of crap all the time. Some of y'all wake up in the morning with a goal of just living and loving and flowing through life and having bliss and happiness. But there's some people that wake up in the morning and they just want to create misery for the whole world, and they just want to see the world in shambles, and they just love it, and there's no peace inside of them. I would not be necessarily connected to a person like that, especially if that's how they just plan on being for the rest of their lives. You can't necessarily stay connected to a person that you can't find that peace with. You know what I'm saying? When you find peace with a person, then that's when you're like, okay, this is the person that I want to stay close to. And so, like, it just is what it is. And so when it comes to things like separation, magic and spirits and intentions, yeah, the people that you do find peace with, the adversaries, they do want to tear that down. There's always a ritual for that, and you'll be okay. But a lot of y'all, the reason why you're being scammed is because you're choosing to work with these people for the wrong reason. And a lot of the times it is your own fault because you desire power and dominion over the spiritualist. And that's not how it works. That's just like if you came to me and said, Jamila, I need help with this. I really want to meet somebody and da 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 da, and I help you. But it may be one time I come to you and say, hey, can you help me a little bit with something? You know, when you come to somebody seeking their help, you're not the one. You need to go ahead and let that person take the wheel. So a lot of y'all are doing it to yourselves because you'll come and pay somebody else to do spiritual work, but then you're trying to do your own work at the same time. Why do y'all do that instead of just sitting back and relaxing? I can understand if if you say, well, Jamila, I'm going to pay you for this and I'm going to do this myself, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But if you're working on the same exact thing, like, why did you even come to that person? Did you feel like it was going to give you a boost or something? I mean, and so, like, I know that if I went, which I never would, I do all my own spiritual work. I would never go to anybody for spiritual work ever. If I were to go to somebody to get work done, Like, for example, I was talking about a massage therapist. I'm going to make sure that I'm aligned with the correct massage therapist that's not going to have dirt on their hands or bad spirits so that they can massage me. Because massage therapists, that's a very deep spiritual practice. When you go to these spas and they're you're getting the hot stone therapy and the mud baths and things of that nature, they are the experts. I'm going to let them take the wheel unless my spirit said no, don't go there. Okay, then I won't go there to them because I know that it's not going to help my situation. And if I go to somebody to get any kind of healing or treatment, I want to let them take the wheel so that I can just sit back and relax and let it happen. I've had so many people, and it's kind of been a struggle, especially being that some of you guys will come to me and you'll get some work done, but then you'll become a student. But you can do spiritual work and spells while you're a student, but I would still look at the situation as you being a student. Okay. So I've noticed that. I've noticed that quite a few clients, when they come to a witch or a shaman, they want to control everything. And it's kind of like, no, you can't do that. Like, if you were an expert, you wouldn't have never came to me. Then you're going to people based upon the wrong thing. Oh, I went to this person because they've got a bunch of followers. Well, followers can be bought. Oh, well, I went to this person because they seem to have a lot of friends. I went to this person because they seem to need my assistance. What? Wait a minute. You went to someone because they needed your assistance? That's not what witches are. Not poor homeless beggars out in the streets begging people to help them for a crumb. That and I'm gonna tell you straight up and down, none of these deities are supporting that either. Witches are not that. We're not these people that are walking around just that's not what we are. But if a witch chose to do that path, then that would be her choice along her path. That really ain't nobody else's business. But ain't no witches just out here, hey, I'm poor, can you please help me, I'll do a reading for you. Or I'm poor, I need your help, can you pay me to do, I've and so I get it. And so the attitude that's coming from the clientele is what's creating that, and my spirits personally are not going to have it. Because regardless to what a practitioner is going through, they have the spiritual capability of assisting you with what you need if they know what they are doing. No, I'm not doing any free readings. Well, technically this is a reading, but Yamaya, no, I'm not doing any readings. My time is too crunched to do any free readings. I've got readings that I need to do for clients right now. That I need to do for my group rather. I just wanted to come on here and have this conversation with y'all. Um, uh, 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 let me break this down for y'all. Okay, there are some times when y'all cases, like I've taken on cases for people, and there's at least 100 people that are throwing stuff at you. So if I get in over my head and I say, oh my God, I wasn't necessarily prepared for this, then there may need to be extra support. And that's in those extremely dire circumstances where you have enemies that are affecting your health, enemies that are affecting your home, they're attacking your home, they're doing all kind of stuff to you. You know, it that those cases can be very difficult to deal with. If you've got a situation going on like that, you should be very grateful that somebody's even willing to assist you. So, you know, you know, so witches are not these people that, you know, that, you know, we're supposed to be, you know. And then there was for a while, what I could see, and this is bad, is that, you know, the past several years, I found that I've had clients that were competing with me, like, whoa, and then not thinking that I should make money. I should do the job, but I should be on welfare and not earn enough money to actually support my family. Yeah, no. You're welcome, Yamaya. Yeah. So, you know, because I'm gonna be honest, I shared with people how much money I make. And instead of it having, well, it did have a good effect because people knew that I am authentic. They knew that based upon based upon that one factor. And of course, I had haters, still do. But there were some people that were just like, well, I don't want to go to her because she's not struggling. I want to go to a struggle practitioner that struggles with even getting a simple spell to work. That doesn't make any sense. And then having the attitude of, well, I need this spiritual work done and I don't make that much money. I don't make as much as you do, so you shouldn't either. You need to understand that your witch or the person that you go to needs to have a stable foundation so that they can create that stable foundation for you. A lot of y'all are asking for increases in money, but you don't think that the person that's helping you is supposed to make no money. Well, that don't even make no sense. And might I add this real quick? People are stuck on 100 grand per year. 100 grand per year, it's okay, but it is not. Let me put it like this: 100 grand a year, it's, you know, with inflation, it's still not enough. So 100 grand a year, that's six figures, but six figures is also 200,000 per year, 300,000 per year. And there's a lot of people that make that. They just don't tell people because when people find out how much money you make, they have a tendency, they can get kind of jelly of that. But, you know, you should want the person that's doing work for you to have that abundance, but then coming and complaining about how much we charge you. If we don't charge you enough, then that's going to create a situation of desolation. I mean, yes, we do run specials, and this year a lot of my clients are going to get Christmas gifts from me. But, you know, we're not, you know, we don't strive to, you know, you need to realize that it does take precious stones. It does take, you know, especially when you guys want money work, you know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes if you want large amounts of money, fool's gold ain't gonna be enough. You know, if I had a client that came to me and said, Jamila, I desire to earn 100,000 per year or more, I'm not going to use fool's gold to get it. I'm gonna, I would rather see you invest in actual 24 hours, 24K. I said 24 hour, 24K gold, which that gold is going to manifest that. And I'm not talking about gold flakes, even though gold flakes can be used for money work and to dress candles, and they are very useful. But having a solid gold bar, that you're gonna be manifesting money like a son of a bitch. You doing some work, and it ain't nothing wrong with it. All of a sudden people began adopting the views of, we want and desire something, but it's best for us to just live within menial means and struggle. No, I'm not about that. I'm not about struggling to do this, struggling to do that. That's not what High Priestess Jamila is about. My ancestors and my spirits, they don't work that way. They don't feel that a person of a certain age, like if a person is 20 or 30 or 40 or 50, is supposed to be broken, struggling, or if they're black, they're supposed to be broken, struggling, or if they're, or if they're white, they're supposed to be broken, struggling, or if they're this, they're supposed to be, or if they're that. No, no, or if they're a single mom, they're supposed to be broken, struggling. We don't think that way over here. In fact, when my spirits came into contact with me, those times were over, even though I've never been broke and struggling. Even before I started my business, I always kept food and my bills was always paid. In fact, there were times even after starting my company and not qualifying for any kind of government assistance, because I don't qualify for it, I've had to struggle. And the reason why is because of the people that were in my life that wanted me to struggle. You can't have a man in your life that wants you to struggle, because surely you're going to struggle. Especially if you having sex with him, that's going to be his sex magic. The result equals struggle. If a man wants to see you struggle, that's what you're going to experience, is struggle and limitations and blocks and possibly even health problems and stress and anxiety. There are some people looking into it, but then again, I have to pay attention to the fact that this channel's blacklisted. I'm having issues with growing my other channels because this website is not witch friendly at all. At all. It's not. There's a lot of judgment, there's a lot of hate, there's a lot of attacks. And then a lot of y'all need to quit confusing people that practice Ifa and hoodoo with witchcraft. It is not the same. It's not. Hoodoo and witchcraft are two totally different things. Hoodoo traditionally is practiced with the Bible, right? Okay. So, and us witches, we don't use the Bible. Now, I could in turn, if I wanted to, I could use the Bible against a gossiper or a slanderer, but only in social settings. Like if somebody was gossiping or slandering me or telling lies about me, I can quote Leviticus if I want to. Am I going to use it and involve it in my spiritual practice? No, I'm not. I don't practice hoodoo. Okay. And then even when it comes to Ifa and Santeria, that is not witchcraft. And a lot of you guys don't even realize it, but you're searching for a witch. When you've got bills to pay, or when you need a job, or when you need to be healed, or when you need spiritual help for your family to clear out stuff out of your home, you're looking for a witch. And what I found, and I'm not trying to diss or degrade anybody that practices Santeria, hoodoo, voodoo, or Ifa, what I have found is that clients have came to me in dire straits after going to those types of people. How is that happening? What are they doing? Where is all this chaotic energy coming from? That's been my biggest vice the past few years, guys. My biggest vice has been that right there. And then people coming to America from other countries, in particular from more so African countries, with a total hatred for America and Americans. And I live in America, with all of these desolate spirits attacking American witches, attacking us, no less. Us having to work around the clock to clear that stuff out. Trust me, Santa Muerta has been needed more than anybody the past several years because of that. I've been attacked by some of those Ifa and Santeria houses too. I've been attacked. Why, I don't know, because I don't go around starting shit with people, but I've been attacked. Because for some reason, maybe it's because they feel that they're in competition with witches. Y'all don't practice witchcraft. That's one of the, for example, Yemaya, Yemiya is a personal deity that is connected to Afro-Caribbean, you know, paradigm that I work with every once in a while, which I think it's every day because we drink water every day. Yemiya is the water. But I actually work with her as a deity sometimes in my spiritual work, my spiritual practices, but then also to foot for, you know, clearance and guidance a lot of the times too. But you know that I don't, you know, it's not that I don't work with her or I don't feel like I should work with her all the time or exclusively. It's just that I am a witch and that is my path. So is she a part of like my shamanic lineage? Not necessarily, no. And a lot of y'all that have a mixture of like an Italian background and black, why are you just working with and honoring your black African ancestors and practices? Why do you think that you shouldn't embrace your Italian or either your Arabic traditions as a witch? You know, why do people, there are so many people that think, oh, I'm gonna go with the black and African and black. But that, to me, that's a mistake. And I've been talking about that because and I've shown y'all my ancestors. If you look at my grandfather, um, in particular, but it's not just your earthly ancestors that you'll want to be connected to. You want to be connected to your cosmic ancestors. I've shown y'all that, and I have African, Native American, or however they call it, Japanese, and white ancestors. If you look at my grandfather, you can see it. And those ancestors, they can either affect me in a good way or a bad way, or they can help me if I call to the right ones, the ones that I don't even really know. I've never met them. But still based upon their energy and understanding. Okay. So I don't get that. A lot of y'all, I'll look at you and you'll say, well, I'm black. But do you really know who all is in your bloodline, who is in your lineage? They may be able to assist you. You don't want to limit yourself, especially when it comes to blacks. They're like, it's just black, black, African, black. And it's like, okay, but you do know that there's other people on this planet that exist just like black people. They exist too. So, and for me, so it's not about not being pro-black. It's like I still don't understand that, but it's about expansion and expanding your understanding and your knowledge, and you know what I mean? So, because there are some things that I do, it'll look like some kind of Japanese witchcraft. The way I set up my altars and my meditation places and some of the things that I use and everything. And then even some of the symbolism. For example, an hourglass is one of Santa Martha's symbols. But then again, my ancestors that are Japanese, they use the hourglass too in Japanese lore. So this is one of the reasons why I am going to be taking a much needed break from social media. And I feel like a lot of the things that I want to say that have to do with a lot of the ignorance, I feel that it's ignorance. I'm sorry. And to me, ignorance is not bliss. Enlightenment is bliss. Okay. Enlightenment is bliss. Ignorance is pure hell. Okay. So, I'll be getting my much needed break. I mean, I'll still be here, but as far as like these long, hour long discussions, I'm not going to be having these discussions. I'm not, because, social media and the people in it, they have tried to be very draining, even told me that they were vampires, they were going to drain me. And I just don't have time to be fighting with that. I don't do stuff like that. I just don't. Okay. So that's why a lot of you guys are getting scammed, is because, number one, you're looking for the wrong things in people. And number two, you are trying to do it yourself. And, you don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that. And then you also want to be open to and receptive to new information, because the new information that I've been offering on my channels are going to be extremely helpful for people. And then also, you don't have to feel compelled or pressured to have the people that are in your life, that are around you, your friends, people that that may not be necessarily into the same things that you're into spiritually. They don't have to be. They don't have to be. I mean, you can just come and discuss those things with me. Quit getting frustrated because the people around you don't want to accept it. You know what I mean? You don't necessarily have to walk away from those people. If they're good people and they care about you and they're not doing anything to hinder you, and they're not praying against you, then so I'm not the type of person that says, oh, well, you need to leave that person alone and cut that person off because they're not spiritually where you're at. So that means you got to cut that person off. You're going to be cutting the people off. You're going to cut everybody off. You just going to be, yeah, no, you can't do that. Now, as a mother, a lot of my spiritual practices, I do use it to help my children, and I'm going to always do that. And my significant other, because I can see him being attacked. And even though he doesn't believe in it, I do, and I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna make for damn sure that he gonna be okay and happy and relaxed and you know what I'm saying? And it's not something that I gotta feel like I gotta get into an argument with him over it because I feel the need to force it on him. So I just, I don't do that. Okay. So anyway, that's why a lot of you guys are getting scammed though, is because you're searching for Christian witchery too. There is no such thing as a Christian witch. I know about Valerie Love. I know about her. I think she's a delightful person, but I have to disagree with her as a natural born witch, bloodline witch, cosmic witch. I have to disagree with her on what she says about witchcraft. Now, do I believe that on some level Jesus Christ was a witch? I believe that it's a possibility that he was. I believe that he went through some of the same things. I was saying early this morning how I felt like Jesus Christ, if he was handsome like that, hell, they probably crucified him simply because he was too handsome. I mean, they can tell a story, don't mean I gotta necessarily buy it. Whatever. Because it seemed like to me that people will see something that God created, and God created all of us beautiful and special and perfect, and they want to mess it up because they want to compare themselves to it. So a lot of people, you know, and then you're choosing people based upon what they look like aesthetically, which is another problem. But people can use makeup and filters to cover up exactly what they're going through. That's just like with with me going through my healing process. How can I come on here and say, hey, my product worked on my skin, but I gotta come on here coated with makeup? Y'all need to see what I look like without makeup. What do you look like? What do your eyes look like? I was using this very good highlighter. Is it called a highlighter? It's one of those things where blemisher concealer by elf that actually shrinks baggage and stuff, in case you didn't get enough sleep. It'll help with that. And so they've got all kind of makeups and stuff, but what does that person look like without makeup on? They're claiming to be a healer. Are they actually healing themselves, or are they full of shit, or are they a charlatan? Because there's a lot of you women out there, you genuinely want your skin to look good. You want your skin to look flawless, and you can achieve that. Somebody selling you a product or a brand claiming that it can clear your skin up, but then they have a bunch of makeup on. You tell me, you do the math. You do the math. That's one of the reasons why before I went to sleep this morning, because I'm on my nocturnal hours. That's one of the reasons why before I went to sleep, I washed my face, you know, and I came on here and cammed up without makeup on. And it's not that I'm competing with anybody. I'm keeping it real. If your skin is dull and pale and it's got blotches on it, how are you going to be telling people that you can clear their skin up and beautify them and glow them up if your skin is looking looking like you just crawled out for a creature from the damn Black Lagoon? Seriously. Like, for example, I was offering to my client a reversal because somebody had put the evil eye on her, And she said it changed completely the way I look. I don't even recognize myself anymore. So I was discussing with her, well, we can do a reversal, we can, replenish and rejuvenate you. And that's something that I actually do offer. Now, what am I going to do? Am I going to tell the client, well, I'm going to do the work for you, but go and put on a bunch of makeup? No. Client wants their skin, their eyes to look normal. They want their facial structure to look normal, the way that they're used to seeing it before the evil eye attack. And if you don't actually have the capability to do that, it's probably dangerous for a person claiming to be a practitioner to be even claiming that they can do that, and they actually don't have the knowledge or the pull or the connections to even do that. So that's why a lot of y'all get scammed. And I didn't say it was anything wrong with makeup. I personally, my skin is detoxing from wearing the lightest amount of makeup. My skin did not like it. It didn't. So, my skin has been detoxing, just these blackheads popping up. And, I've been digging blackheads out and, exfoliating my skin and getting my skin color back to normal. And, and the sun over here in Georgia did quite a bit of damage to my skin. The sun is so vigorous over here in the summertime. I'm from the Midwest originally. So, and, that just the sun over here can be really, really harsh, especially on my fairness of skin complexion. It was very harsh on my skin, which can cause aging. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It just it is what it is. But that's why you're getting scammed. Now, I will tell you that as somebody that does spiritual work for people, there have been times where I have been up all night getting work done, and and I'll go to sleep and wake up and be looking like I got bags under my eyes, be extra tired. That's normal. But when if I were not able to, of course, at some point, I'm going to say, oh, wow, let me buy a cucumber from the grocery store and put it over my eyes. And then that way I can possibly go out there and meet a nice man, and I can use the cucumbers to eat and not for something else. Y'all know that I always got jokes. Yeah, so anyway, that just it is what it is. If you have bags under your eyes and 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 even blemishes, cucumbers are good for blemishes on the face too. Put a little, put do like a cucumber lemon soak, and just apply that to your face, and you'd be surprised at how that. Well, you don't want to put lemon on your eyes because that may burn your eyes. But if you put that cucumber on your eyes, it's gonna get rid of all that swelling and even wrinkles. Even wrinkles. Cucumbers will get rid of wrinkles. Are these women forgetting about cucumbers? And then they'll say, "Oh God, I'm old and ugly," and it's like, no. Well, first of all, you're very beautiful. You have very beautiful features. You're not, you know, and I know that a lot of these eunuchs that call themselves men, they have a tendency to attack, and they've been on the attack, and they've been affecting all of the men on the earth. It's just really sad, it really is. But it's something that I don't agree women should take out on each other. Like, that's why I'm glad I'm in a safe place with the person that I'm with, because, his love doesn't require for me to go and hate other women. Cause I don't want to, I don't, you know. And he's brutally honest with me about certain things like my cellulite and stuff. I'll ask him about it and he'll be like, yeah, but that, I don't think that that takes away from how he feels about me, because again, you know what I'm saying? So, but everybody knows that right now I'm getting in shape. So for you to try to demean a person that is working out and getting in shape, what does that say about you? You're just gonna keep criticizing somebody every day. Like, for example, if somebody's trying to get their arms in shape, and they're like, well, I've been at the gym getting them arms, getting some gains, and you like, look at your arms. See, that's somebody that's mentally retarded. I hate to use that word, y'all, but a person that goes to a gym to crack on people that are there working out to get themselves in shape has some kind of damn mental problem that we should just all fucking ignore. Why are we giving credibility to a person that's running around here? People are at the gym, people are out walking, people are at work, people are on social media advertising their services to run their business to make the money to provide a service for people. And people, what you trying to do? You doing that? What you doing? You losing weight? Well, you ain't gonna never lose that weight. Well, you look bad right now, so you gonna look bad forever. I don't think you're gonna make it. There will never be a reality in my world where those people have power. Those people will consistently be powerless. Because what they are there to do is aggravate people and try to work against it. And I'm sorry, y'all going to the gym and eating, a good salad or something, or eating healthy foods, that's gonna affect your health. So a negative person should never be embraced. Somebody running around here with spirits of, what are we gonna call them? Spirits of starvation and desolation running around here, and y'all will go and flock to their shows and be like, ooh, and then wonder why you sick and dying. And you sitting there listening to this person that's spreading toxic waste and disease, and then telling me, oh, well, it's my preference to listen to this person because I want to die anyway, Jamila, and I don't want to come over to your channel and listen to you talk about Santa Martha and her abundant candy caramel apples. I don't, and Santa Martha, by the way, loves caramel apples. I'm not gonna I don't want to talk to you about Earth's abundance, Jamila. I want to go over here and talk to these people about poverty, hunger, death, and desolation, and then you wonder why you're dying and sick. And then you'll say, well, that's what I want. I want to get sick and die. Okay, well, we don't over here. We don't over here. Okay, so you know what I mean? Okay, yeah. And if any enemy ever tried to trap me in that situation, they're gonna get broken glass everywhere, and everything will be broken. Okay, in their world, it just is what it is. So I'm not just a healer or a witch or a shaman that meditates. I will go to war, but my meditation is war. Okay, so somebody doing stuff like that, we're all about health and wellness, authentic health and wellness, authentic. That's what we're about over here. And prosperity and abundance and love and authentic relationships, authentic magic, authentic connection to magic, not that other stuff. Okay. All right, y'all. One thing that I want y'all to pay attention to is getting your chakra readings, because not only do you need your chakras read, but you need your eighth card that I pull up in those chakra readings is indicative of your auric shield. And a lot of y'all shield is gone. It ain't even there. It's not that it has cracks in it. It's not that it has blocks in it. It's that it's just not there anymore. And you need to rebuild it. Okay. So get with me about my cleanses. All right. And I will see y'all later. Okay. The way you get with me is you can visit divineservicesapothecary.com. It's going to take you straight to my link tree, and my link tree takes you straight to my places where you can purchase a reading on PayPal. If you need Cash App, just text me. Or my Cash App is in the video description box, okay? And if anybody gets upset about this discussion that I had, it just proves that you're not authentic and that you're a fraud and that you're scamming people. Because there's a lot of people that run behind me and they'll say, well, you just pointed out a lot of the things that I do, Jamila, to prove that I'm a scammer, a scam artist, including but not limited to acting and acting out in social media and not actually being real, and using people to make it look like something that it's not, and coming after you. So you just told those people that, and now they're not going to come to me. But why would any of your people come on my channel? So why would you care about what I have to say? You just proven that you're not authentic if you have anything to say. Because it's not just about the people in social media that know about me. There's actually a lot of people out there that are factually scamming people, factually, that have nothing to do with any of these people on YouTube. So nobody's talking about you, just as a disclaimer. Now, if you want to get all bent out of shape and get all tight and pressed about it, then we can do this real quick. Okay? And I'll set everything straight for you real quick. Because my people that need to come to me to get the healing, they don't need to be hearing you and your smear campaigns and your lies straight up and down. We tired of it. And my spirits are at their wits' end with it. They done with it. Okay? Let my clients come on here and find me in peace. My clients don't have to go through the fire to get to me. That's not the way that it is. They can come to me very easily. The door is open. Okay? All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. If you're a client, blessings and love to you guys. And I'm so happy. Like, you guys are going to get a gift box, and I'm going to actually put it in like a cute, y'all going to love it. Y'all going to love it. I'm going to actually send out gifts to my clients this year. Um, and then especially if you're in my winter solstice circle, you're going to get black salt. You're going to get chakra salt. You're going to get chakra oil and potions. I'm going to send y'all some samples of that. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, happy holidays, and I will see you guys later, okay? Blessings. Bye.